Do you feel alive?
I feel happy of myself.
I feel happy of yourself too. What do you got? Any words of wisdom? What about for all the other kids trying to learn how to ride their bike? Can you say anything to them?
Everybody, I know you can believe in yourself. If you believe in yourself, you will know how to ride a bike. If you don't, you just keep practicing. You won't get the hang of it, I know it. If you keep practicing, you won't get the hang of it, and then you can get better and better at it after you do it.
Give me some thumbs up.
Thumbs up, everybody!
All right.
For rock and roll!
Okay. I thought I'd pick something inspirational for today. Now, today, I wanted to spend some time talking about last time I was on, we talked about the name of the show and ideas for the name of the show. Okay, and today, what I wanted to suggest is I am going to try to make it so that when the YouTube video gets started, that, you know, there'll be an intro, and I'm trying to learn how to do that. Maybe I might get my nephew to help me. But the way it would work is that there'd be a screen with the name on it, the name of the name of the show on it. Now I'm looking for some ideas. If anyone has any suggestions. I don't know necessarily what I'm going to do for music, because I don't have any real, particular taste in music. The people that know me would refer to me as musically challenged. So I'm looking for ideas and suggestions, and it's going to be basically the show would start out. Instead of the seeing me with all the spaces, there would be a video section where you might see a white screen or a red screen or whatever, and then you would see the title of the show, and then you would see maybe I don't know, maybe a section for the host or something. I don't know, I don't know, whatever. And I'm looking for ideas on things I can do for the intro. Ideas for the intro that make some sense. It's funny is that the rate that this is going, I think Abby's going to become our mascot. Abby's been on every show. And by the way, I'm watching Abby later on today, so my sister's bringing her over. But it's what I'm thinking of doing is an idea that that I can do for the show, and or maybe a picture. I was thinking about putting up a picture or whatever, and if I put up like a picture or have it be the star of the show, and and it'll start off with a picture or photo, and then it will go into the hosts, the name of the hosts, whoever is the host with me. And also, you have to remember, I sorry about it, went black there for a second. I am figuring out the software myself, so it's taking some while to figure out. Okay. But as I said before, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to do a 10-minute video a day, so that I can get the practice and get accustomed to making videos and not be so, so nervous. And so, in the beginning I was kind of nervous because what happened was that the computer kept crashing. Now, the computer doesn't really crash so much. It more or less, if it does crash, it crashes. Now, I still haven't done any interviews yet, but, I don't know, maybe, I'm trying to think of pictures I can take, or that would be sort of in the intro screen, And this would be, this would be the way that the thing would start. The reason I want to do that, my reasons for wanting to do that, is I want the show to look more and more and more and more professional over time. I want people to say, "Oh, I was watching your show." I don't want to hear people say, "Well, I saw your video." Because I think that's, I want to succeed in podcasting, and I want people to look at me as success in podcasting. So I want to be known, and actually the thing is that I'm happy that I'm branching out to video, because we're not all sitting around watching Seinfeld, listening to Seinfeld reruns on the radio. If we're watching it on TBS, or we're watching it on some channel that's on television. So everybody, it's about being visual or video or whatever, okay? And it's important that be paid attention to. I think anybody that says, "Well, I just want to do audio and I don't care if anybody sees what I look like," the person's not really, what I would say is, I don't think this person's paying attention. I think, we do live in a world that's very visual, that's very video. If I were able to get a hold of hologram technology, I would get a hold of hologram technology. I was watching election night to show you how the technology has changed, and I remember watching. It was election night, 2008. It was the night that Obama got elected, and they said, "Well, we have a woman coming in on a hologram," and she was covering a story, I think it was CNN or whatever. And if I could get a hold of that technology, I would love to get a hold of it. That's how far out with technology that I am. That's how much I love technology. How much it's fun. How much it's fascinating. I'm a real technology. Well, I'm not saying I'm a geek and that I know everything there is to know about technology. I don't claim to, but I do claim to find it fascinating. The idea that you can have a show with 6 people, and or 12 people if you want to do a conference. None of them have to be in the same room. For a long time, this was a problem with podcasts. Let's say that, because most podcasters, well, actually pretty much every podcaster I've ever seen that has any level of experience, will want to do the podcast with someone else. And the problem is how do you do the podcast with someone else? Well, if it's a radio, you can just call in. But how do you do the podcast and have it be video? That's a very real question. And I'm sure podcasters have asked that question many a time. They've asked that question to themselves. Anybody with experience in podcasting will probably be asking themselves that very question. Eventually you got to ask yourself the question of, well, how do what happens when I want them to see what I look like? What happens when they get this, when it was not just them hearing me, when it's them seeing me, seeing what I look like? What happens when that happens? These are things that are important, and these are real questions that people ask when they do podcasting. And it has become more and more of a video world, and less of an audio world. I'm not someone who when it comes to technology, I have to be realistic about certain things. We're not all sitting around the radio. We're not. We're all sitting around, and I don't even think we're even sitting around the television anymore. We're sitting around computers. We're sitting around the computer. This is why I went the route of the computer rather than the television. Television is interesting, but it involves an awful lot of red tape. It involves an awful lot of red tape. The computer doesn't. The computer doesn't involve a whole lot of red tape. It involves a lot of resources, but it doesn't involve a whole lot of red tape. And this is something that anybody who is into podcasting, I think, will eventually have to come to grips with. So, I'm going to stop the tape of the video, and I'm going to upload it.